Jimmy Carter. Yeah, we got to cover Jimmy Carter real quick. I haven't read anything about it. Jimmy Carter. Didn't really know him. I don't even remember when he was president. Let's look it up. Jimmy Carter presidency year. What do we got here? From 1977 to 1981. Nobel Peace Prize winner. Wow. Chicken dinner. It's too funny. So,
the 39th president of the United States has passed away at the age of 100. He became the first former president to reach that age October 1st. His wife of 77 years, former First Lady Rosalind Carter, died in November 2023 at 96. Carter was a peanut farmer from Plains, Georgia, who wore sweaters and had a down-home manner. He served in the Navy before turning to politics, first as a Georgia...
That's so funny, a down-home manner. Just a down-home Midwestern vibe.
State senator, and later as governor of the Peach State. Carter was elected president in 1976 in the wake of Watergate, defeating incumbent Gerald Ford. Carter's term was marred by domestic...
He's talking to Pete. Is that Pete Buttigieg?
Domestic and foreign issues. He faced several economic challenges, including high inflation and gas shortages. He also struggled with problems overseas, most notably the Iran hostage crisis. Carter lost his 1980 bid for re-election to Ronald Reagan in a landslide. After leaving the White House, Carter devoted his post-presidency to humanitarian efforts. He focused and founded the Atlanta-based Carter Presidential Center to promote...
You must feel a little slighted. And you're like, well... They're like, oh, when were you oh, just one term. Oh. What up, Trolley Bear?
Human rights across the globe.
Oh, we
won the
chilling.
Nobel Peace Prize in 2002.
Covering the Jimmy Carter. How are you doing?
Worked extensively with Habitat for Humanity, volunteering to build houses well into his 90s. In February 2023, the Carter Center announced that he was receiving hospice care in his home at Plains, Georgia.
That's like the American dream, to like die at 100. Oh, he's badass? Yeah, I don't know too much about him. That would be the American dream, to die at 100 or something.
Special report anchor Brett Baer takes a look back at Jimmy Carter's life, presidency, and legacy.
I, Jimmy Carter, do solemnly swear.
After the political trauma of Watergate, Jimmy Carter's squeaky clean Baptist background appealed.
Ooh, squeaky clean. Maybe we can find some dirt on him. Maybe we need to like really dig for some dirt. Squeaky clean is always scary. Hey, thanks for the follow, yo.
To many Americans. As if to demonstrate there was a new way of doing things in Washington, he began his presidency on a frigid January day in 1977. Walking instead of riding the length of Pennsylvania Avenue from the Capitol to the White House. The first president ever to do this.
I'm here every day.
Born in Plains, Georgia in 1924 to peanut farming parents, Carter attended the Naval Academy, earning the rank of lieutenant. In 1946, he married Rosalind Smith and returned to Plains in 1953 to run the family farming business. It was there that Carter developed an interest in politics. He was elected state senator in 1962 and governor of Georgia in 1970.
I am a candidate for president.
When he announced plans to run for president in 1974, Carter was largely an unknown, but he managed to win.
Yeah, at night, like I'll do some Fortnite.
In his party's nomination and edge out incumbent President Gerald Ford by just 2% of the popular vote, one of the closest margins in recent history. President Carter's greatest triumph.
What kind of handshake is that? Look at that.
Incumbent margins in recent history. President Carter's greatest triumph came in 1978 when he brokered marathon diplomatic talks between Israel's Menachem Begin and Anwar Sadat of Egypt.
Yeah, Fortnite is great. I'm still getting better. You know, I went from controller now to keyboard, and so I'm getting used to that, but I love it.
The resulting Camp David Accords ended years of fighting between the two countries.
We've got to stop crying and start sweating. Stop talking and start walking. stop cursing and start praying.
The late 70s were a time of oil.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Shortages.
Yeah, the keyboard is hard as hell. I've actually got my fucking hand is cramping up so bad. But did you watch Kai and Speed last night? I watched it right when they won. I'm actually going to play that here next.
High unemployment and double-digit inflation. Carter worked diligently to solve these problems, but the economy slipped into a recession. Then an event that would dominate the remainder of Carter's presidency. Iranian militants captured and held 52 American embassy employees hostage in Tehran.
What?
Unable to negotiate their release, Carter ordered a rescue mission, which ended in disaster. 8 American...
He looks soft, like a soft president, where he uses this quiet, gentle, likability to just get shit done. Each president has their own strategy, you know, their personality. Trump is like, I'm the alpha ego. Nothing gets by me. We will crush you. This guy was like, he was coming out of the 70s into the 80s. He still had that 70s glow to him.
Servicemen died when their helicopters collided in the Iranian desert.
Americans in Iran were mistreated.
In 1980,
Absolutely.
Voters rejected Carter's bid for a second term. And to add insult to injury, on the day he left office, the American hostages in Tehran were released to the new Reagan administration. Carter returned to Georgia and through his nonprofit Carter Center.
React to your song? Yeah, send it to me. Something.
Remained active in efforts to promote peace around the world. His efforts were successful, and he garnered more respect after he left office than while he was in it, despite countless controversial statements in recent years, including calls for the U.S. to legitimize the terror group Hamas, which is openly committed to the destruction of Israel. He helped convince Haitian military
all the way
dictator
back then.
Raoul.
God damn, how long has Hamas been around? Let's figure out Hamas established year. 1987. God damn. I wonder what's really changed since then, because it seems like the Middle East, like nothing ever excels. It goes from fucking, I don't know what the fuck it does, dude. It's just like, seems like that's just an experiment ground where they're dropping bombs and just beheading people, and maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. Oh my God.
To relinquish
live reaction? Yeah, I'll do a live reaction. Let me finish this video. I'll do it after this video.
Control of the island nation to elected leader Jean-Bertrand Aristide. He monitored elections in Nicaragua and helped end a standoff over inspection of nuclear facilities between the U.S. and North Korea. Carter was often seen with hammer in hand, building homes for the poor as part of his continuing support for the Habitat for Humanity.
Dude, he does have a squeaky clean. He does everything that's squeaky clean. Helps the homeless, builds homes, does this. You got to worry about that, because even you saw how Ashton Kutcher was doing like the helping sexual fucking trafficking, but then they say that he was at Diddy's and then he fled the country, and then him and Mila are now separated after the Diddy stuff. So whenever someone's going beyond, you know, like, what are they really up to behind the scenes? What are they covering?
Project. He wrote countless books.
Or he's just a really nice, awesome guy.
Including one book of poetry and a memoir. In May 2002, Carter took his first but not last trip to Cuba, the first American president to visit in more than 40 years. He called for the U.S. to end its trade embargo, while challenging Fidel Castro to institute democratic reforms. Later that year, the former president won the Nobel Peace Prize for, quote, his decades of untiring effort to find peaceful solutions to international conflict.
This guy must, you know what? This guy, maybe, their politicians always lying. Yeah. But, dude, when dying at 100 is way so significant, it's like, look at him. Nobel Peace Prize, was a president, did all the squeaky clean shit, and then died at 100. What a successful ass life.
conflicts. During a trip to the Middle East in the summer of 2009, an alleged assassination plot by an al-Qaeda-linked group was uncovered, though the president's aides said they had no knowledge of the plot against him. In the summer of 2010, Carter traveled.
Oh yeah, maybe it was his own people. That's what happens.
To North Korea, successfully securing the release of an American citizen who had been sentenced to 8 years of hard labor after allegedly entering the country illegally. Upon his return, Carter advocated the need for a comprehensive peace treaty with the isolated country, arguing Pyongyang was ready to talk and that the U.S. should come to the table. Carter didn't hesitate to criticize the only other living president to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, so Obama's like a Jimmy Carter reincarnation? I don't know. Obama's a sneaky motherfucker. These quiet fuckers are sneaky.
Denouncing President Obama for carrying out widespread drone strikes and warrantless wiretapping. He also said the Obama administration waited too long to respond to the rising threat of ISIS. Just months later, Carter announced he had melanoma that had spread to his liver and brain, tackling the diagnosis with a measure of faith and fortitude. Through his cancer treatment, the former president remained.
Dude, that's terrible. He lived a long-ass life. 100 guys, 100 years is a long-ass time. I don't know how old you guys are out there, but that's a long... By the time you're like 25, you've fucking been drugged through shit.
Active, continuing his charitable and religious activities.
Super fucking old.
Results will be, but I'm ready for whatever comes.
Months later, he was declared cancer-free. He continued to hammer away at his charitable work with Habitat for Humanity all the way into his 90s.
Feel like we always get more out of it than we put into it, although we work sometimes very hard and overwork.
He's humble. Look at his humble ass.
On occasion.
And in one of his...
He probably listens to Kendrick.
His last major public appearances made a show of bipartisanship, joining 4 other living presidents at the funeral service of George H.W. Bush in 2018. Second chances. James Earl Carter thrived on them.
I've had a wonderful life. I've had thousands.
Hey, second chances are important, but don't fuck those up. My God, you'll be fucked. I know from experience.
Of friends, and I've had an exciting and adventurous and gratifying existence.
And over time, Americans developed a renewed appreciation for a man who resoundingly lost a re-election bid. This gentleman farmer from Plains, Georgia, who rose to become the 39th president of the United States. In Washington, Brett Baer, Fox News.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey,
yeah, what a nice guy. What a swell guy.